So 3 massive C-17 Globemasters lined up at March Air Reserve Base in California on February 15th, 2026, each one of them loaded with pieces of a single next-gen micro-nuclear reactor. Yeah, just when things couldn't get more awesome, now we've got a micro-nuclear reactor. 3 aircraft, 1 reactor, the Ward 250 from Valar Atomics, broken down into 8 modular components so it could be safely and efficiently airlifted. They split it across 3 birds for weight distribution, redundancy, and in case of any issues, and to prove the whole system can scale for rapid global deployment, exactly the kind of logistics flex that the military wants in contested environments. It was unfueled, so 0 radiation risk. This was Operation Windlord. First time a nuclear reactor has flown on C-17s. Destination, Hill Air Force Base, Utah, then ground movement to San Rafael Energy Lab for testing. Energy Secretary Chris Wright and DoD Undersecretary Michael Duffy were on one of the flights, calling it the launch of the American nuclear renaissance. So kind of like Matthew McConaughey and the McConaissance, this is now the nuclear renaissance on C-17s. This just couldn't get more badass at this point. So as you guys could see, 3 17s hauled the 8 unfueled modules, the 1 Ward 250 reactor, components, and then they were trucked to USREL in Orangeville for full testing and demonstration. Valar Atomics is gunning for initial operation by July 4th, 2026. That's America's 250th birthday, fueled by President Trump's executive orders that are accelerating advanced nuclear for energy security and military resilience. And this resilience is just huge. I mean, imagine an enemy takes down your power grid. No big deal. Yeah, we've got an entire nuclear power station on C-17s. Even Homer Simpson, sitting in his nuclear plant, just got excited.
Oops.
So here we go. We're checking out this C-17 crew unloading a nuclear reactor. No big deal. It's just another Tuesday. Let's check this out. You can hear like that beep in the background. A truck would just be going beep, beep, beep. But apparently the nuclear reactor backup sound is beep. It's like, this is a little more important than a truck. This is a little more sensitive than a truck backing up. It's just a nuclear reactor. I mean, look at that thing. Look how sensitive that looks. And then these teams, highly skilled load masters, loading, unloading, all the different equipment, super sensitive equipment, everything from Apache helicopters to nuclear reactors. So this is just insane. The precision that they unload with is second to none. So you can think of these load masters like surgeons when it comes to how to have the cargo on the C-17, how to make sure nothing gets damaged in transit, just highly capable crews to make sure. I mean, look at how sensitive the sides of that reactor look. I mean, just an incredible first time historic event. So again, they're also starting from scratch. There isn't a rule book on how to move a nuclear reactor. This is something I love about the US military. Here, these US Air Force members are like, all right, well, we're going to be athletes and make this happen because this hasn't been done before. I mean, that is just so cool seeing that done. Wow. Gets me a little bit excited if you can't tell. Let's pop to this next video here. So this is kind of a wider shot of Operation Windlord, showing it. Yeah, there's going to be some high security here, but likely the highest level of security you could possibly imagine involved to make sure that this is protected. Got to make sure the nuclear reactor is protected. That's one thing you don't want to get wrong. So I'd say this thing is loaded down to the teeth with security. Pretty awesome seeing the C-17 fly. This got to be a cool moment for the crew, right? Knowing you're touching down with a nuclear reactor on your aircraft. Basically the most powerful aircraft in the skies ever, having a nuclear reactor on board. And the sensitive ability to move this thing with cranes. I mean, this is just next level, like Monster Garage, but way cooler. You're moving a nuclear reactor. Honey, what'd you do today? Oh, I just moved a nuclear reactor. No big deal. But adversaries are turning energy into a weapon every single day. Cyber attacks on power grids, strikes on fuel convoys, isolating bases in peer-on-peer conflicts. Ford installations live or die by the reliability of electricity and long, vulnerable supply lines. The Ward 250 changes all of that, and it changes the math, basically. Self-contained, independent power that keeps sensors, comms, and weapons online no matter the disruption. Valar CEO Isaiah Isaiah Taylor is already talking gigasites, clusters of these reactors for massive scale. This isn't just clean energy, it's strategic hardening against hybrid threats where the energy grid is now the new front line. And speaking of front lines of warfare, warfare is changing exponentially fast, but defense doctrine and procurement still crawling most of the time, except for these nuclear reactors. But the gap between battlefield reality and institutional timelines is widening, and it's costing lives. Enter Battle Lab. It's not another gear show or product flex. This is raw force on force, free play, testing where emerging tech and tactics are pushing to the breaking point in realistic, non-sterile environments. Two elite teams of tactical practitioners from JEDOC go head to head. Failure is visible, early, and embraced because progress comes from sweat, friction, and honest mistakes, not blood in combat, but sweat and training. Learning before conflict is the only ethical path forward. Battle Lab by Reveal is partnering with JEDOC. It's streaming now on Vet TV. Go watch it today at the link in the description and use code MAX to get half off either a month or year of Vet TV. Using Battle Lab to test military tactics is like running drills in Independence Day to take down the mothership, or like aliens hitting the power grid. But wait, we've got mini nuclear reactors that we can fly around on C-17s. No big deal. Battle testing is what Battle Lab does extremely well, so definitely check them out. But back to these nuclear reactors, shock value is off the charts with people seeing these things roll off of these C-17s. One reactor is the size of a big van, and it delivers up to 5 megawatts of electricity, enough to run 5,000 homes or sustained operations at a forward operating base for years. It's got helium coolants, graphite moderators, passive safety that is built in. Meltdown risk is near zero with these new safety setups that are built in, and flying it in on a C-17 shows rapid worldwide delivery is no longer theory. It's like in Armageddon when they drill down to the core of the asteroid for the explosive win. But the DoW, Department of War, and the Department of Energy are teaming up with Valor Atomics under fast-tracked directives. Officials that were riding on the flight framed this as a breakthrough in energy logistics, opening the door for NATO partners to field similar portable reactors for forward ops. Plus, think about civilian applications, being able to back up communities, data centers, and industrial sites. So the Ward 250, that's a high temperature gas-cooled reactor with helium coolant, no boiling water issues, graphite moderator, and ceramic layers for insane safety. And it's modular with 8 components total, including the reactor pressure vessel and support gear that's designed for air, road, or rail transport. When it was loaded on the C-17s, it was loaded in an unfueled state, and that eliminated any radiological concern. Nuclear fuel was shipped separately by ground. At March Air Reserve Base, the 452nd Logistics Readiness Squadron Aerial Port Flight Team, that's a mouthful, but awesome, rolled the modules up the C-17 rear ramp using standard handling equipment. Then they chained it down, strapped it in, and tied them down securely per military airlift protocols. 3 C-17s used for the 8 modules to handle weight and balance, add redundancy, and demonstrate scale deployment. Here's some specs on that C-17 Globemaster. Max takeoff weight 585,000 pounds. No big deal, with a payload of 170,900 pounds. I'm glad they added in that extra 900. When 170,000 pounds isn't enough, add in that extra 900 so we can take a few things with us on the trip. But the cargo hold is 88 feet long, 18 feet wide, 12 feet 4 inches high. It's perfect for oversized loads like this. 4 Pratt & Whitney F-117 engines, 40,000 pounds of thrust each, a cruise speed of about 500 miles per hour with a max payload range of 2,785 miles. And it's got that rear ramp for that easy drive in, drive off. And it can actually put its thrust reversers in reverse while airborne and get down really quick. So if this C-17 wasn't capable enough already, yeah, just throw it in reverse and it'll basically drop like a rock out of the sky so you can get down extremely fast. But the C-17 could deliver these reactor modules to austere locations, unload, assemble them in hours, not days or weeks, and get it online fast. This cuts the fuel logistics tail, defeats grid sabotage or convoy interdictions, and in high intensity conflicts, this sustained operation can be there for you when everything else cuts out. This is basically a new playbook of warfare. I mean, this is an incredible adaptation, rapid strategic air insertion, hardened independent resilient energy infrastructure, huge force multiplier for warfare. So think about the future arsenal as well when it comes to future weapons, because yeah, powering a base is one thing, and that's obviously important, but think about the future arsenal of weapons here. Think about directed energy weapons, advanced radars, drone swarms, electronic warfare suites, even aircraft that are powered by electricity and not fuel anymore. The reactor becomes the quiet enabler to keep high-end gear lethal and online. Because when it comes to a directed energy weapon, whether that's on a static location, on a base, or it's on a warship, you basically have an unlimited magazine as long as the energy infrastructure can support that. And with a nuclear reactor nearby, you basically have a little bit of backup. Your wingman becomes a nuclear reactor, and that's not a bad thing. And that moves us to the 4D chess section. Sun Tzu says that seize the advantage on the high ground. And here, we're talking about the energy high ground where you have unlimited energy and the enemy is just scrambling to figure out how to put gas in their vehicles. This Trump era order modernizes nuclear infrastructure for deterrence and independence. The likely path forward that I see is that the military is going to be fielding more and more of these all the way through continuously up through the 2030s. Commercial acceleration could take place as well. And what this could mean is that the US pulls ahead in advanced nuclear tech while competitors scramble. This could reduce global energy coercion leverage against the United States, and it could make sure that the US infrastructure when it comes to the military and even the economy when it comes to AI and the vast amount of energy that's required for the new AI infrastructure can be powered by these modular nuclear units. So let's move to a hypothetical situation where we talk about how this thing would come in handy. So let's say we're in an Indo-Pacific flashpoint. The enemy cuts supply lines, fuel trucks get hit, base grids are taken offline via cyber attacks, powers fail from the host nation wherever this base happens to be. What this would usually do is ground fighters and make all communications go dark. However, C-17s have offloaded multiple Ward 250 modules knowing that this situation could happen. They've already been unloaded, they're secure, and they're ready to just flip that switch on when the commander says go. So at this point, the switch gets flipped, and instead of collapsing, instead of the entire base collapsing, it has sustained operations for counterstrikes via directed energy weapons that can launch from the base itself or recharge other assets, recharge air assets with directed energy weapons, recharge advanced drones that are now driven by electricity. There's so many applications here that would keep this base online and keep it fighting, that would likely keep China and other adversaries up at night. So it turns a vulnerability into an unbreakable resilience, and it breaks the escalation spiral of your entire base being taken down. So there it is, Operation Windlord. It provided portable nuclear energy via C-17s, and it's real. It's safe, and it's here right now, and it's ready to reshape military energy security. The Ward 250 could keep bases humming worldwide and maybe civilian sites too down the line. What do you think? Is this the future of power projection, or is it still too futuristic, and is this just a one-off? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and go ahead and follow me on X and follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there pretty much every day, and if you want to see me do a live once a week, join the Max Ready Room, which is in the description. I'll see you guys there, and then I'll see you on this next video that pops up right here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on this next video. This is Ryan, also known as Max Afterburner, signing off.